Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Emily. I am super excited for this flow today. Upon some requests, we are doing an arm balanced flow. So a Vinyasa flow filled with arm balances, some handstand opportunities. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be strong. So I hope you are looking forward to that. We're going to hop right in. You don't need any props. And yeah, that's it. Let's get started. So we're gonna start in a child's pose. You can make your way there with the knees about hip width distance apart or a little bit wider if you want to open up your hips. And just before we start, I mentioned handstands. You by no means have to have handstands in your practice. There's just gonna be opportunities to hop, but you don't have to take them. So it's not a necessity for the practice today. All right, that being said, let's make our way down, forehead to the mat. And you can just start by connecting to your breath. And we're gonna really activate this child's pose already. So lifting the elbows off the floor, reaching through the fingertips and gently pressing down through your finger pads. So feel when you press down into the mat with your hands, your whole arms activate, the upper back activates, and you're really bringing energy into this shape. And try to wrap your shoulder blades around your rib cage. So externally rotating the shoulders slightly, but keeping them elevated. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then from here, we're going to move forward, coming into tabletop, and then making our way back to child's pose. Just moving back and forth. You can wave the spine if that feels good. Let's go for 3 more. And next time you move forward, let's keep the shoulders protracted. See if you can lift your knees off the mat. So coming into a plank on the tops of your toes. Hold for 5, really pushing up through those shoulder blades. 4, leaning all the weight into the front of your hand, so shoulders past the wrists. 3, 2, and 1. Release the knees, let's tuck the toes. Turn your fingers out towards the sides and just start to circle over wrists and knees. And let's switch directions. And coming back through center, we're going to turn the fingers towards each other, palms face up. Squeeze your hands into fists and open. Squeeze and open. One more time, squeeze as hard as you can for 3, 2, 1, and release. Come back to tabletop. Now let's lean our weight forward and we're just going to try to lift the heels of the hands so the knuckles stay grounded and lower. So leaning forward, lift and lower. If you're doing it right, you should feel a little bit of a burn in your forearms. Let's continue for 10, 9, keeping the weight into those hands, 8, 7, and if you can't lift the heels of the hands that high, that's okay. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's push off the hands, sit on your heels, shake it out. Make sure your toes are tucked here. And deep breath in, reach your arms above the head. Exhale, hands to the heart space, interlace all 10 fingers. Let's push the palms away, separate the shoulder blades. Stand on your knees, reach the arms up. Side bend to the right, exhale. Inhale, center. Side bend to the left, exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, sit back down on your heels, interlace your hands at your lower back and open up the heart. And then slowly let's release, come into downward facing dog. And you can walk it out, it's the first one, so just pedaling out the feet, shaking out the head, and knee movement that feels good. And let's come high on the toes, bend your knees so they hover, and hips almost touch the heels. And then come into high plank. And again, shift the weight back, bend the knees, high plank. And keep protracting those shoulders, send the weight back, hips to heels, high plank. 2 more. Last one, we hold our high plank. Take 1 push-up, downward facing dog, high plank, 1 push-up, downward facing dog. For 3. I try to keep those elbows squeezing together. 2. Last one. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Let's lift the right leg up high. Bend the right knee, open up the hip. And let's circle out that right knee. Switch directions. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Send it back. Right knee, right elbow. Hold for 3, 2. 1 side plank on the left hand. Pull your right knee into your right shoulder. Hold for 3. Keep lifting the hips. 2. 1 wild thing, release. Hold for 3, 2. 1 more breath. And then let's slowly step the right foot to the top right corner of the mat. Both fingertips are on the floor. Let's reach through the chest, so really opening up the chest. And then exhale, straighten that right leg. And then rebend the right knee, open up the chest. Exhale, straighten. For 3, 2, 1. And let's drop that left knee down, plant your left hand, right arm reaches up, and right leg kicks back. Let's drop the right foot, side bend over the right leg. As you breathe out, cartwheel the hands down, come into high plank, 1 push-up. Knees and elbows come down to the floor. Pull yourself forward, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Left leg rises. Bend your left knee, open up the hip. Let's circle out that left knee in one direction. And in the other. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Send it back. Left knee, left elbow, hold for 3. Keep lifting. 2. And 1 side plank on the right hand. Really pull that left knee up high. Lift the hips for 3. 2. And 1 wild thing, release. Hold for another 3 breaths. And then you can bring your left hand down, left foot steps to the top left corner of the mat. Open up the chest. As you breathe out, let's straighten the left leg, and you can lower the chest down a bit. Inhale, move forward, open up the chest. Exhale, pull back. For 3 more. Exhale, pull back. 2. 1, drop your right knee, plant your right hand, left arm, left leg, lift in the air. And then let's side bend over the left leg. So drop the left foot, Right arm reaches up and over your right ear. As you breathe out, cartwheel the hands down, step into high plank. One push-up. Knees and elbows find the floor. Pull through, up dog, down dog, exhale. Right leg reaches up high, inhale. And we're just going to swing that right leg up. And you can bounce a little bit off your left leg, so maybe the heel lifts every time you lift that right leg up high. Let's go for 3, 2, and on 1, we're going to try to hop switch the legs forward. So hopping off the left leg, right foot steps to the top of the mat. Crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms, open up the heart. Maybe keeping a little bend in that left leg, squeezing the thighs together. If you want to go deeper, you can straighten the left leg a little more. Hold. And then slowly make your way out. Pyramid pose, left foot steps a little closer. Inhale, find length. Exhale to fold. Now standing splits on your right leg, left leg reaches up high. And let's lift the chest. So stay in the standing splits, just lift your chest. Exhale, Shiva squat for 5. Inhale, standing splits. 4. Try to keep the chest lifted. 3. That's really trying to engage that left glute a little bit more. 2. 1, hold standing splits. Let's reach the arms back, aeroplane pose, lift your chest for 3. From here, chair pose, breathe in. Hold it. Now, crow pose, our first little arm balance. Plant your hands, let's lean forward. Bring your knees just over your elbows or a little higher as you wish. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, chair pose. And then let's rock back and come back to chair. 2 more, rock back. Come back to chair. Rock back. Chair pose. Crow pose, 1 breath, and we jump back, chaturanga. Your variation. Back to downward facing dog, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Left leg rises, inhale. Now let's lift that left leg up. A little bit of momentum for 10. 9, maybe bending the right knee a little bit, keeping it buoyant so it's not rigid. For 3, 2, remembering on the last one, we're going to hop switch the legs. Left foot steps to the top of the mat. Crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms, open up the heart. Maybe keeping a bend in that right knee to protect your lower back. If everything feels fine and you can keep lifting up and out of your waist, maybe straightening that right leg a little more. Two more breaths. Slowly make your way out. Bring your fingertips down to the mat. Step the right foot a little closer. Pyramid pose. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over your left leg. And now let's move into standing splits on the left leg. Now keep that activation with your right leg. Try to keep it as high as it is now and just lift your chest. As you breathe out, Shiva squat for 5. Inhale, standing splits, keeping the chest lifted. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's reach the arms back. Airplane pose. Keep lifting that right leg as high as you can. And then slowly step into chair. Crow pose number 2. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose, breathe in. Twisted chair to the right, exhale. Now stay there, or side crow. Both hands come off the mat to the right. Maybe without using this right elbow, so right elbow can be underneath your right hip. But if you can, if you're comfortable here, maybe try to detach it. So left elbow goes just on the right knee. Maybe right elbow floats. Hold. Come back to chair. Twist to the left. Come onto your toes. Prepare for side crow to the left. Or stay in the twist if it's too much for now. Come back to chair. Rock back and forth. This time we cross over the shins, step or jump back. Your vinyasa. And we're in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Let's walk the hands all the way back to the feet. Keep your knees generously bent. Grab opposite hand to opposite elbow. And let's just bounce the chest a few times. And maybe shaking out the head, yes and no. And then let's release the hands down, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, roll up high mountain. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Come high on your toes. Let's slowly lower and lean back. So we're kind of going into a sissy squat. So staying on the toes, leaning back. And then come back up. We'll just do 3 like that. Just go as low as you feel comfortable. If you're really comfortable here, you can bring the knees all the way down to the mat. And then coming all the way back up without leaning forward as much as you can. Let's do 1 more. And all the way back. Release the heels, high mountain inhale. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift to breathe in. Walk your hands forward, high plank. And let's come into side plank on the left. Right arm reaches up. Let's pull the right knee into the chest. And then come into wild thing. As you breathe out, right hand comes down on the mat. Let's come into flying splits. Right knee over the right elbow. Lean your weight forward and maybe float. From here, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. High plank, inhale. Side plank on the right, left arm reaches up. Let's pull the left knee into the chest. Wild thing. Left hand finds the floor, flying splits. And then slowly, chaturanga, into upward facing dog, downward facing dog, exhale. Breathe in, and breathe out. Bring your knees down on the mat, and just sit on your heels for a moment. Hands can be at the heart space or on your lap, or just beside your hips. And with the eyes closed, just noticing how you're feeling. And let's reach the arms above the head as you inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Interlace all 10 fingers. Push the palms away. Bring the chin into the chest. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, release. Interlace the hands at your lower back. Open up the heart. And let's release the hands down. Keep the toes untucked. Let's just lean back, lift the knees, and hold. Good. Release the knees. Let's come into downward facing dog. So that first sequence that we did, we're going to lift the right leg up high, swing it a few times, and when you feel ready, we hop switch the feet, maybe holding our handstand this time. So let's lift the right leg. You can swing it a few times. Maybe look between your thumbs. And when you feel ready, we hop switch the leg so it's the right foot that lands at the top of the mat. Crescent lunge, inhale whenever you're ready. Exhale, cactus the arms, open up the heart. Deep breath in. Exhale here. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, pyramid pose, airplane wings. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now let's rebend the right knee. Left hand finds the floor, side plank on the left hand. Wild thing. Now from here, right hand finds the floor. We're gonna come into one-legged crow. So right knee on the right elbow, lean forward, see if you can lift that left leg. If it's too much, you can do flying splits. Slowly release the right foot, and then the left, you can step back, high plank. Your vinyasa. Deep breath in. And breathe out. 3 more. On your next inhale, left leg rises. Let's swing the left leg a few times. And then we'll hop switch the feet. Left foot lands at the top of the mat. Crescent lunge, inhale. Cactus the arms, open up the heart. Breathing in, come back to crescent. Pyramid pose, aeroplane wings. Breathe in. Breathe out, bend your left knee, right hand finds the floor, left arm reaches up. Wild thing, but we pause in our side plank, and then wild thing. Left hand will find the floor. So left hand comes back down. Try to bring your left knee just over your left elbow. Think chaturanga arms. You can step this right foot closer. It'll make it easier. And then slowly come into your one-legged crow. Step or jump back. Your vinyasa. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Come into high plank. Lower all the way down to the belly. Oscillating cobra, hands come off the mat to either side. Inhale, let's lift the chest. Exhale, release. 2 more, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one with the support of the hands. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now without the hands, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift as high as you can. You can reach the arms back. Exhale, lower. Last one, we hold. And slowly release. Right arm reaches out to the right. Bend your left knee, left elbow. And let's roll onto the right side. Just for a moment of stretch, we're not done yet. Just giving our shoulders and wrists a little bit of a break. Come back onto the belly. Left arm reaches out to the left. Bend your right knee, right elbow. Roll onto your left side. Come back through center. Now we're just going to bring the hands underneath the forehead. Take a deep breath in and out. And then let's see if we can lift the legs and arms. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, reach your arms back. Reach your arms forward. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. One last thing here on the belly. We're going to try to tuck the tailbone so that the navel lifts off the mat, creating a little gap here. Forehead will stay grounded. We want to squeeze the glutes so the feet lift off the mat and the arms lift off the mat. So maybe have a look and then try it out. Forehead down on the mat. We tuck the tailbone so the belly lifts. We lift the toes. We lift the arms. And we hold. And we try to lift those lower ribs as well. So let's do that, and we hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Done. That one's intense for me. Let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes. Come into a child's pose with the toes tucked, and then walk your hands all the way back to your knees. Push off your hands, come into a little squat. Arms keep reaching forward, backs of the hands together, and let's tuck the chin into the chest. Here you're squeezing the knees together. They're pressing against your shoulders. As you inhale, we lift the chest, open up the knees, reach the arms out. As you breathe out, we round. Just 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, just come into a normal squat. Crow pose with the option to go into tripod headstand. So either you hold your crow or you bring the crown of the head down, maybe lifting up tripod. And then maybe crossing that right ankle over the left knee, coming into figure 4. Hooking that right foot over your left elbow. Coming into flying pigeon, and then stepping that left foot back. Reach your arms forward, extend the right leg out, and then bring the right foot back in. Same on the other side. So I'll go a little slower. Realize that was a bit fast. Crow pose. Slowly lowering into tripod. Lifting the legs or the knees stay on the elbows. Now for flying pigeon, left ankle crosses over right knee. Bend the right knee. Pull the knees into the chest. Try to get that left foot over the right elbow. Lean back. That right foot can help as a weight. Push into the hands, lift the chest. And then step your right foot back. Sit on your right foot. Reach the arms forward. Kick the left leg out. Come back to your little toe stand. If you did all that, amazing job. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. And just amazing job no matter what you did, by the way. Roll up high mountain, nice and slowly. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, let's fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Walk your hands forward into downward facing dog. One more time through our sequence, we're just adding one last shape at the end. A really fun arm balance transition, definitely a little more advanced, but you can just skip that last part if you want. We're gonna try to go from one-legged crow to flying split. So let's do it together. Right leg reaches up high. Hop switch the feet. Right foot steps to the top of the mat, crescent lunge, inhale. Cactus the arms, open up the heart. Inhale, crescent. Pyramid pose, airplane wings, exhale. Let's come into warrior three, inhale. Exhale, back to pyramid pose, airplane wings. Bend the right knee, plant your left hand, right arm reaches up. Wild thing, right foot steps behind your left leg. Now from here, one-legged crow. So right hand comes down, as we did before. One-legged crow, right knee on the right elbow. And let's see if we can bring that left knee over the left elbow and transition into flying splits with the left leg kicking out. Come back to chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And then just release your knees down for a moment. So I know that was a lot. It was also really fast. So take your time, pause the video if you want to try it a couple more times. It took me a few times to understand where my body weight had to be, but essentially the right knee is on the right elbow, and then we're gonna try to just extend that right leg back, but before you do that, you need to bring your left knee or left inner thigh over your left elbow. So I don't wanna talk too much, let's get straight back in. I'm gonna do the left side, feel free to pause. Let's come into down dog. Left leg rises, hop switch the feet. Take your time. Crescent lunge, inhale. Cactus the arms, open up the heart. Inhale, crescent. Pyramid pose, airplane wings. Warrior three. Pyramid pose, airplane wings. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches up. Wild thing. One-legged crow. Left knee over the left elbow. If it's also easier for you to start from crow, you can, okay? Extending that right leg out. Now let's bring the right knee over the right elbow, look to the right, and start to extend that right leg out to the side, left leg behind you. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring your knees down to the mat. Sit on your heels. And just give yourself a moment. And noticing how that felt. Maybe it didn't feel very smooth. If you want, you can always have some pillows around you to make it feel a little safer. And if you're still working on your flying splits, that's also perfectly fine. Another good one, if you want to redo this flow, is to do a side crow instead of flying splits, and then you just do side crow into flying splits. That works as well. All right. Make your way into tabletop. Extend the right leg back. And let's cross that right leg behind the left. Push into your right hand, look over left shoulder. And then let's look forward. Right foot steps on the outside of the right hand. Drop the hips. Left hand can stay underneath the left shoulder. Right arm reaches back. Let's catch the top of the left foot. Slowly release. step back, downward facing dog. Come into tabletop. Left leg extends behind you. Cross your left foot behind the right leg. Push into your left hand, look over right shoulder. And gaze forward, left foot steps on the outside of the left hand. And let's reach back with the left hand, grab the top of the right foot, and twist. Slowly release. Step back, downward facing dog. Walk your way forward to the top of the mat. Feet are hip width distance apart. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, roll up high mountain. Exhale, hands to the heart space. And we're gonna make our way down to our backs. If you wanna try to go there from sissy squat, you can. It's pretty challenging, so if you don't feel comfortable, you can also come down into a squat and then just lower the hips and the back. For sissy squat, we come high on the toes. Again, we lean back, bring those knees forward. And then maybe keep rolling onto your toes. Maybe we can bring the back down without the help of the hands. And then maybe come into wheel pose. And we meet in bridge or wheel. Take your time to get there. And then very slowly, tuck the chin, come all the way down to your back. And relaxing here in constructive rest, maybe knocking the knees side to side. You can bring your knees into the chest, and then both knees go over to the right. Left arm reaches out to the left. Try to relax your body here. And let's come back through center. And both knees go over to the left. Come back through center, hug the knees into the chest, and let's lift the forehead to the knees. Hold and squeeze for 3, 2, and 1. Let it all go. Shavasana. Take a deep, deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth, release. And another deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Allow yourself to relax completely, to let go of any remaining resistance, letting go of tension in the body. And you can think of yourself as the sky. Big open space. And you're holding space for all the different thoughts, emotions, feelings that are passing by like clouds through the sky. They come from nothingness and they go back into nothingness. Observing without attachment, without judgment. Just noticing. will leave you here in your Shavasana. Please take the time to enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here with me, for practicing with me, for pushing yourself. You are doing such an amazing job. No matter where you are in your journey, showing up is the most important thing, and consistency over time is the best way that you can practice. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.